Many caregivers remember the first time they heard the words early stage, middle stage, late stage dementia. It sounded so orderly, predictable, and manageable. But then real life happened, and none of the stages accounted for the behaviors that you were seeing. If you've ever felt blindsided, overwhelmed, or like the staging model didn't help you when things got hard, today's video is going to explain why. Hi, for those of you who are new here, my name is Dr. Sinclair. I'm a neuropsychologist, dementia care specialist, and founder of the Confident Caregiver Academy. Let's jump on in. What are the 3 stages of dementia? The 3-stage model of dementia is used to explain the progression or worsening symptoms that you are going to notice with dementia over time. It's divided oftentimes into 3 categories: mild, moderate, severe, or early stage, middle stage, late stage. This framework is used because it's simple, easy to remember, and helpful for broad planning. In general terms, early stage focuses on mild memory changes and subtle thinking difficulties. Middle stage involves more noticeable confusion, memory loss, behavior changes, and need for assistance. And late stage includes severe cognitive and physical dependence that requires round-the-clock care. On paper, this looks very helpful, and in many ways it is, but let's go a little bit deeper. What is the purpose of the 3-stage model? The purpose of the 3-stage model was not originally for family caregiving guidance. Its original purpose was to describe disease progression at a high level, help with diagnosis and prognosis conversations, guide eligibility for services or supports, and create a shared language across different healthcare systems. It was meant to be a medical shorthand, not a caregiver playbook, and that's where the disconnect often happens. If you're new to caregiving care partners and finding value in this information, then please go ahead and like and subscribe to this channel. Now let's move on. Benefits of the 3-stage model. Yes, there are some. There are benefits to the 3-stage model, and I want to be fair about them. The 3-stage model helps care partners to understand that dementia is progressive. It helps to anticipate that future needs will change and therefore allows you to start planning for those future needs. And it also gives you a shared language to be able to quickly communicate the stage that you're at, the place that you're at with your person with dementia. My husband, unfortunately, is in the moderate stages. My person with dementia is in the mild stages. It gives you that language to quickly communicate to others what your experience is. And so for a lot of families, it offers structure and reassurance that what they're seeing does indeed fit somewhere. Now on to the limitations and why caregivers feel so blindsided. The 3-stage model breaks down in real life because it doesn't predict the intensity of behaviors. For example, someone in the mild stage can have very intense paranoia, and someone in the middle stage can have very calm presentations out in public. This conflict is what confuses care partners. They often go to the staging model thinking, if we're in this stage, then this should be the intensity. And when they are experiencing a different behavior that doesn't match their reality, they're often confused and blindsided. Second, it ignores which brain systems are affected. So the staging model care partners ignores the fact that different systems, different regions of the brain decline at different rates depending on the dementia type. So behaviors that show up with dementia are more about which regions are stressed. So for example, regions that control emotional regulation, regions that control detecting threat, causing your loved one to want to fight, regions that control impulses, as well as regions that processes sensory information. If those are stressed, then you are going to have more intense behaviors coming from your person with dementia. So it's more about the regions that are impacted with dementia and less about where they fall on a chart. Third, it creates false expectations. Caregivers unconsciously use the staging model as a source of reassurance. If they are in the early stage, in particular, care partners think, oh, I don't have to worry about these things until much later. Oh, things are fine right now. And so when they start to experience some more intense behaviors that can still occur in early stages of dementia, they're often ill-prepared, they're shocked, and they think that they've missed something critical. This is quite common because unfortunately, they're using the staging model as a source of reassurance and not really understanding all of the symptoms and behaviors that can come within each stage. Care partners often feel like the rug was pulled out from under them, not because they were naive, but because the staging model gave a false sense of reassurance and predictability. What actually helps instead? So what should caregivers use instead? I say track systems and rely less on the staging model. You can ask yourself these types of questions. How is emotional regulation for my person with dementia today? Are they nervous? Are they reactive? Are they solemn? How easily does fear get triggered in them? How flexible is their thinking? Are they pretty rigid? That's going to shape how you respond to them, care partners. How overwhelmed does their nervous system get? These types of questions help to predict behaviors far better than any of the staging charts will. These type of questions are targeting the needs of your person with dementia because their behavior is communicating the need. So when you can ask questions that tap into looking at their behavior and responding to the need, then you're going to have a calmer journey. Prepare for stress responses, not timelines. Care partners don't need to know when something is going to happen. They need to know what to do when it does happen. They need to know how to de-escalate, and they need to learn how to recover afterward. Those are skills. That's not going to be on a staging chart. So you need to prepare yourself with training and skills. And time for a reframe. If you've ever felt blindsided, care partners, because you didn't feel that the staging model helped you when times got hard, I hope that today's video helped to explain why. The staging models weren't created for that. It was not meant to be a caregiver playbook. It was a medical shorthand that was useful in quick, broad planning. It gave you language to use for other people, etc. But it was never meant to be a caregiving guide. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed and blindsided, that's why. And I hope that today's video gave you some clarity around that. If you do need more scaffolding and support and training, then go ahead and check out the link below for the Confident Caregiver Academy. I am here to support you, whether it's me or another program in your community. If you're feeling that overwhelm, then it's time to get that scaffolding and that training. I hope today's video was helpful. Give yourself grace, care partners. You are here to learn, and hopefully that's happening. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.